Welcome y'all to another video. Today we're gonna see if we can beat dead rails, but only with horses. After I get my horse from wherever, I can only use the horse as my vehicle. Let's begin.
Oh my God! Wow!
At first, I thought it would be kinda annoying to find a horse, but right off the bat I just stole it from this bandit here. This guy is in critical condition though, since I did shoot him in the face at the start, but he's still walking. A mosquito probably can lick him right now and he'd die, so I gotta be extra careful. And as a result of my incredible luck, the first night we have is a blood night. And since my shotgun has so many bullets left, I think we're just gonna run until we get to somewhere safe. Unfortunately, we had to skip raiding the Diddy Town, but we will raid one further down the road. One of these level 5 crooks tried to come up to me, but I showed him what my second to last shotgun shell tastes like. They're really only scary if they come together. This one actually followed me all the way to the checkpoint, only to get shot down by the machine guns. I took some time to sell other vampires for money since I really need loot right now. I also picked up a bandit along the way, so I went to go turn him in for $35. You just gotta love selling people sometimes. Anyway, I went ahead and filled up my gun with some ammo and also bought a snake oil and a bandage. You gotta keep your inventory well-rounded to survive the longest. But immediately after blowing $45 on healing stuff, I came across 2 hospitals. Using my shotgun, I blasted everywhere and killed these zombies in an instant. And of course, inside we could find bandages, which I stupidly spent my precious money on earlier. But I'm not gonna complain. In total, we profited 5 bandages, which is crazy good. All these bandages are more than enough to last me the whole trip. Legit right outside the hospital, I found this outlaw in need of diddling, so I took out my diddle blaster and blasted all over him. And in the process, I also took his fresh and full health horse and put my old, stupid, dying horse into my big sack. And of course, with my incredible luck, it was blood night again, and I was stranded. I had to just full send it towards the next checkpoint. These vampires now spawn a little faster than before, so I had to be super careful. Even the horse can't escape them. Despite being slow, they can teleport right back onto you if you go too far. This might not seem so bad, but they were spamming the crap out of it. I even had to use bandages to heal since they got a hit in every time they teleport. Thank goodness we reached the second checkpoint, because they were touching me a little too much. I actually saw 2 of these general stores a little behind the checkpoint when I was running away from the vampires. So first thing in the morning, we are gonna go raid them. Of course, I first blasted everywhere and took out the zombies. It actually came a little close when this one zombie came behind me, but I ended the fight with orange health. Inside, I first noticed this gold bar as well as a weird ticket thingy. Not sure what it's for, but a turret gun also spawned here somehow. This would be crazy useful if it was a normal run, since I don't think my horse can carry that much weight. Next house there was this zombie trying to edge me, but I just blasted on his face. There was another machine gun, yet there's no way for me to use it. This game just loves to edge me sometimes. I figured even though I can't use the machine guns, I probably can sell them. So I basically took all the random crap from the house and tried to sell it here, but I guess half of the stuff just doesn't really sell. It's actually surprising, because the turrets are supposed to be super valuable. Anyways, I let my old horse out my sack for some air, but his moment of freedom was really short-lived, as I stuffed him back in almost immediately. I actually sold a pretty good bit of vampires just now, so we ended up with a total of $140, which is really good for this early on in the game. I bought myself this beautiful rifle for $75, as well as some ammo for an additional $20, and then bought more healing items. I'd say we are pretty stacked for this early on. And even better, we ran into a sheriff house almost immediately after leaving camp. They're known to be stacked with all kinds of loot. After beating off all the zombies here, we actually found some armor and also a revolver. This is actually going smoothly all of a sudden. We might actually be able to win like this if my luck continues. Considering how stacked I am, we're going to be raiding the next town we see. However, the minute we arrived, it turned to night, and since I just have such good luck, it was also a full moon. These alphas then started spawning and tried to touch me. They have no way of touching me though, since horse is just a tad bit faster than they are. This would be super scary without a horse, since they can kill you in like 4 hits. After snapping some ankles, it finally turned day, and now it's time to invade the town. First off, we're just gonna go ahead and run through the entire town like so. All these zombies in the town would now be chasing you, and I'm just gonna lead them out here and kill them one by one like it's a shooting range. This makes killing towns so easy, since they can't sneak up on you if they're all dead. Looks like none of these houses really have anything I can use. The only promising house here is the church and the gunsmith. After killing this last zombie, I found yet another revolver in the gunsmith. I think you can actually sell some guns for money, so I'm gonna put this inside my sack with my horse. Now, let's take a look inside the church. 2 of the best one-time use items holy water and crucifix spawn here. Basically just upgraded versions of the Molotov, but they're also super valuable when you sell them. After a little, we encountered yet another sheriff station. Here I was able to find yet another chest plate as well as a revolver. Unfortunately, I already have both of these items, and there would be no point in having 2, so I'm just gonna sell them at the next town. If only I had a friend who can use these too. This game sometimes just hates giving me breaks, because for the 3rd time in these 4 nights, it was Blood Night. This might as well be the normal night at this point. Luckily for me, before any of these freaky vampires could get to me, there was a camp right ahead, and it sprayed all over them. The bullets, of course. I took this time to see all the stuff I've collected, and suddenly I realized how cooked I am. I had hardly any valuable items, and I had only $5 on me. My first horse was still in here too. After taking some time to sell all this random stuff, we came to a total of 340 Sigmaroonies. Surprisingly, some of the stuff actually sold for a lot, and the vampires kept throwing themselves at me, which just got me even richer. Thank goodness we could get all this money since the general store here is selling armor pieces. I bought the rest of what I needed for a full set of armor, as well as a heck ton of baby oil. I blew the last $60 on buying some ammo for my gun. To be honest, I don't think there's really anywhere else to spend all this money since I don't need to buy upgrades for my train or anything. When I encountered this gunsmith, I was actually quite excited to find any rare guns, but unfortunately, it was just this guy stuck in the table. My luck finally started coming back around when I encountered another sheriff house. After blasting on some of the zombies, I discovered another helmet piece and also a Luger, which is a little better than the revolver. We're gonna do another raid on the town in just a minute. This is another small town like the last one we raided, but as per usual, I baited them out into the fields and then headshot them one by one. They can't catch the horse at all either. That probably wasn't a good use for my holy water, but it did kill like 70% of them. In the church, I found 2 more crucifixes, but no holy water, sadly. Inside this hospital, I found even more bandages, which I actually do kinda need. One of the surviving zombies tried to sneak up on me, but I showed him how all his friends died. And in this random house, I found some gold and silver items when these 2 rudely interrupted me, so I blasted everywhere and ended them. And finally, in a gunsmith, I found ammo as well as even more valuables. This is looking pretty up for us right now. Before we raid the castle, let's see how much money we can get from all this. We mostly got silver and gold stuff this time around, and our total came to 370 skibaroonies. As per usual, I just bought some ammo and snake oil, but I also got some Molotovs just in case. Now, there's no good reason for me to raid the castle since I'm basically full-on loot, but it does spawn this one-of-a-kind lifesteal knife that I kinda want. Of course, I'm not gonna barge in like an idiot since I know alpha wolves like to spawn in there, so I'm just gonna slowly edge all of them out and kill them one by one. These big fat idiot wolves can't make it out the door half the time, so they're just sitting ducks for my rifle to kill. After an entire day of edging, I think I see the final wolf who is just sitting back there, and just like that, all the loot is mine. I immediately went upstairs to grab this vampire knife I've been trying to get all this time, and also went ahead and got an unnecessary amount of ammo, as well as even more gold and silver items. By now, it was already night, and unfortunately, I had to dip. To be honest, the rest of this footage up until the last fight was quite dull, so we're gonna get right to it. After like 2 hours of just non-stop horseback riding, Mexico is now in sight. I've bought as much snake oil as humanly possible to make sure I'm immortal for most of the fight, but it'll still be pretty tough. After sniping off some of the bandits, I could see I got pretty confident and charged right in, only to be greeted with strong and hard machine gun fire. But it was pretty easy to dodge, and I killed some of the ground bandits, leaving only the machine gun ones left. Getting tired of them pushing endlessly, I charged again and killed the rest of the bandits with a Luger. Then I simply sniped off the machine gun bandits, and now the hard part begins. After lowering the bridge, the game will start spawning waves of bandits and fast zombies, which has killed me in countless runs before this. The bandits are pretty easy, to be honest. They have stormtrooper aim and also don't know how to shoot from a range either. Zombies get a little more difficult though, since they're way faster than before and they spawn in large groups. Still, I just used the strategy from raiding towns and simply ran while shooting back at them. I made sure to stay away from bandits since they're the only ones who can actually deal damage to me. To be honest, this was super easy, since nothing can really catch me if I just run on a horse. And looks like I've won. Just like that, we've beat dead rails on a horse. Thanks everyone for watching and have a good skibidi day.